So, doing a video review of the Samsung Galaxy S2 HD LTE phone. Please excuse me, I've never actually made a video uh, before, and I'm shooting this on my Galaxy Tab 10.1, and I have the cold, a little bit of a cold, and so you're gonna hear me sniffling a lot during the review. So, Samsung Galaxy S2 HD LTE. I actually live in Korea, that's why I have the phone, so don't get too excited. It's not in America yet, but I heard that it's supposed to be coming soon. And it's on the Korean nation's smallest network, which is called U+. And if you look in the back of the box, it has, of course, the Super HD AMOLED screen, LTE, 4.6 inch high definition Super AMOLED screen, and 1.5 gigahertz dual core processor, 8 megapixel camera, 2 megapixel camera in the back, full HD recording, 1850 mega amp battery. Also has DMB because we are in Korea, and Korean people love to watch DMB when they're on the buses and trains and so forth. And this is running, of course, on Gingerbread. So here's the phone. There you go. So startup screen. Let's check this out. So I got this phone on Friday. It came out on Friday, and today is actually Sunday. So I've been playing with this phone for a couple of days now. In Korea, this LTE service is actually only in Seoul, and I think maybe, in Seoul anyways, I know. And I don't live in Seoul. I actually live in the Seoul province. I live in Gyeonggi province, which is next to Seoul. So it's kind of like the equivalent of if you live in Massachusetts, and and the next province would be like New Hampshire, or Vermont or something like that. Or if you like South Carolina, North Carolina or something like that. So, but for some reason, I still get 4G service, as you can see. 4G service here. So it's very smooth, very fast. It's typical Samsung phone. 8 megapixel camera, volume rocker, 3 millimeter headphone jack. This is the DMB antenna, which I'm pretty sure when it goes to America, it's not going to have. I don't actually use it. And power button, and there's your plug to charge it or transfer data. I actually don't know. Like I said, I'm not a technical guy, and speaker grill is here. This phone I think is very similar to the Galaxy Nexus. Actually, I think it's probably the same phone, just a little bit changed up. Of course, I mean hardware-wise. Software-wise, of course, Galaxy Nexus is going to be running ice cream sandwich, and this one's running gingerbread. But like hardware-wise, I'm talking about the screen size is the same, Super AMOLED technology. Both of them using Pental technology for the screen. The only difference I could see is this phone has the 8 megapixel camera, and I read somewhere that the Galaxy Nexus is going to have 5 megapixel camera. And the main difference I would say is that I will actually show you. Oh, by the way, this before I was using this phone, I was using a HTC Sensation, as you can see here, and I love the aluminum back. It's very sturdy, and when I take it off, it feels very strong. And I love this phone, but I would say that even though this is plastic, the back cover and not aluminum, the construction is very well made. It feels very solid, and it's very light, extremely light. Even though it has a bigger screen, bigger battery, it's much lighter than my Sensation. By the way, this is just this is not a 4G version Sensation, because when I got this phone, there's actually the 4G service, LTE service, was not running up in Korea yet. But I would say that when I take off the cover, I really feel like it's very easy to break. But when it's on, it feels very solid. But when I take it off, so this is what I wanted to show you. See, as you can see, micro SD card slot and I actually have a micro SD card slot in there. This has built-in 16 gigabyte internal memory, but only about 10 gigabytes is free to use. So it's actually nice to have the SIM slot card there. So I have 16 gigabyte SIM slot. So right now I have about 26 gigabytes free of memory, but actually less than 26 because I have a bunch of videos and stuff in there. So I'm going to snap this back on, and we're going to run some tests. Oh, by the way, this is actually, I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but this is running, the chipset in this is not the Exynos chipset Samsung makes that they have on the original Samsung Galaxy S2. This is actually running the Qualcomm Snapdragon chipset, and I'm having some problems here putting it. Oh, there it goes. Like I said, when I take it off, I feel like it's really going to break, but when you get it back on, it's solid. It's really solid and really nice. And if you notice, the film doesn't actually fit. This phone is actually so new in Korea. It came out, like I said, Friday or maybe Thursday or something like that. I got it on a Friday night. They actually didn't have the proper film that covers the screen, so the shop owner was nice enough to put on the, I think this is from the Samsung Galaxy S2 maybe phone, or maybe the other Samsung Galaxy S2 LTE phone, which they actually have two of them, but I opted for the bigger screen. I also wanted to show you the home button. The home button, I thought it was really, really cool. As you know, the Samsung Galaxy S2 home button is more of a rectangular shape. This is more like a, I don't know what to call it. It looks like a pill shape, elongated, but it's very nice. And of course, you press it on. So, like I said, I've been using this phone and for the weekend, past couple of days, and I'm sorry if this video is very, like I said, I've never made a video before, but everything seems to run extremely smooth. As 4G is fast, as works really well. I must say that I've had a couple of problems with it where I had to reboot the phone. It got kind of stuck, or something like that. But overall, I would have to say this phone is pretty superb. It's a really nice phone. I love my Sensation, but I must say that screen quality, is actually both of them. I think. Yes, I have the auto animated screen, but I have the automated screen brightness adjustment on there, but not to say that the Sensation is laggy. I love this phone also, but I would say that compared to the Samsung Galaxy phone, it's everything's just much more fluid. It's really fluid. Web pages, scrolling, stuff like that. See, as you can see, it's very fluid. Even with a lot of widgets and going on, it doesn't seem to lag. Like I said, this is a 4G phone, and so I'm going to run Quadrant Benchmark test. I ran it a couple times already, but I would say, I'm going to tell you, it ranges around like 34,000 to about, and it got as high as about 37, 38 almost. So I think average is about like 34, 35. A couple times it ran around like the low 3,000s, but well, you see now yourself. Oh crap, this cold is killing me. So I'm not sure how fast what the benchmark scores for the Samsung Galaxy S2, but I heard it reached anywhere to like 38,000 or like 4,000. Somebody even, I read somewhere, but I'm not sure how true that is or how normal that is. So let's check the score. I don't know if you can see. Like I said, I'm shooting this on my Galaxy Tab. Oh crap, let me see. Focus. Well, I'll tell you, this scored 3263. Actually, let me put it up here. Maybe you get a better look with the more lighting. Well, you have to trust me on this because it actually says, oh, there it goes, 32.63 on the Quadrant score. So the first time, 36.2. Yes, the 36.2 and the quadrant score. So one more time I'll run it just to make sure. And like I said, I'm really sorry. I'm actually shooting this on my Galaxy Tab. So the camera, maybe the quality is not as great as if I had a digital camera. So I'm not really a camera person. Like I said, I don't do reviews. I've never done it, but I thought, people in America would want to see an English version of this review. And so quadrant. I think basically it's pretty fast. And the Snapdragon, Qualcomm Snapdragon chipset in there, it runs very nice. Like I said, I played some games on it, like 9mm um, and stuff like that, and everything seems to run really nicely. So this quadrant score now is actually, I don't know if you can see that. I don't think you're gonna be able to see that, but so I'll read it to you. 3324 on the quadrant. I was running a little bit slower than before, but as you can see, I'll show you system information, Gingerbread, and the version is actually 2.3.6. And as you see here, processor, milliamps, and so forth, all this stuff. Resolution 720 times 1280, and Qualcomm Adreno, or whatever that all this stuff is. I don't know